If you can hear the sound of my voice, if you can hear my voice, you're hearing my voice. If you can hear my voice, if you can hear the sound of my voice, you are on LSD. 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 You are on the Lonely Screen Delicatessen channel.
like two very different types of facilities in one place, right? And like everything in between. What I learned was that everybody there was miserable. The people who were locked up, the people who were at work, the people who were volunteering, the lawyers who had to go in there, everybody was fucking miserable in the place. And after about 3-6 months, I was like, nope, I'm good. I'm fucking good, man. This is the worst. I've worked every fucking place in this place, and I don't want to go and try another one a second time. I'm out.
I've got maybe 4 or 5 guards in all my times that were straight dudes.
Dude, everybody in there is a goddamn crook. Everybody. That's what I say all the time. The guards are just another gang that's better equipped than the other ones inside the pen. That's it.
Yeah, but they also fight themselves in there too, and some of them are there because they got a power trip, and a lot of them there didn't make it in police, so that's the next best job that they can get.
A lot of them are trying to get on the road,
or they're trying to become a police officer, sure, and they get started there, and you know, it's babysitting. It's glorified babysitting. It's all it is anyway.
Yeah.
But, you know, if they sometimes take it to be well over, you know, disrespectful, and I've seen guards get laid out, man. I saw him get clocked in the back of the head with a lock. I'm straight on the ground. There goes yard for a week. No matter where you are in the compound's locked down.
This kind of like goes towards I think I've talked to Andrew about this several times with like you said, they're not good enough to be in the like a police officer, right?
They're not
like
qualified
a bunch of them,
for the field. Or like in the case that I saw, a lot of the guys that I was working with were ex-Army or ex-Marines, and they wanted an easier job. They didn't want to be on the road a lot.
But the ones that weren't qualified enough to be a cop, were they the ones that were more of the power trip guys?
They were the fucking worst. They were
the fucking
worst.
So that literally, you know,
two guys that were the worst.
You know my theory. You know my theory. Remember?
What's that?
Angry women was the worst.
You remember my theory, Andrew, about the Iraq, like 9/11, right? And then all of the guys that would have been those angry guys that couldn't qualify to be cops, they all went off to war. Remember my theory?
Yes.
Because remember there was like that, like 2001 to 2005, cops were a lot nicer because all the assholes that either couldn't make it or the assholes that could make it that wanted to have a power trip and be a cop and pull you over and fuck with you and probably shoot somebody, they're like, let me shoot a sand N-word, you know? Like they all went over to Iraq to try and fight. Yes. I just remember my dad talking about in the 70s, him being pulled over drunk and the cops going,
taking you home.
Yeah, come on, let's just go home.
Yeah,
I didn't experience.
Let me turn the lights on and take.
Yeah. Yeah, just like, man, pull over, walk home. No. What I'm saying is, you were like had your headphones off for my theory a little bit. Those guys that would be a dick went away, and the only guys left that were policing people in the United States, for the most part, were the guys that who wanted to be cops, who wanted just help people. Exactly, because I got pulled over so many times in very different areas of the country in between 2001 and 2005, too drunk to drive, and they just made sure I got home safe. Immediately after, like, I haven't gotten any DUIs or anything, but I was just like, I would see people pulled over near me, and like, they would just like pretty much get dragged out of the car and beaten. And I'm like, oh, well, okay, so this time of the 70s again, from 2001 to 2005 is over. Got to straighten up now. Era. Yeah, we're back to what I remember, like the 90s cops being. Like the 90s cops that would beat Rodney King have come home from war now, you know? And now they're beating people on the street, right?
Tell me if this makes sense to you, and this is the thing that I experienced working for a very brief period of time in a correctional facility. What I learned is that people are different every fucking day. Because whether it's a CO or an inmate, they may be cool for a week, you may see cool behavior for a long time, and then all of a sudden some shit happens, and they're a different person all of a sudden after one incident. So to me, it's one of those situations where there's nobody that you could, in my experience, there was nobody that I could look at and be like, I can completely trust this person is gonna always be cool or not. Because I've seen guys who I thought were good guys freak out.
And B, yeah. Well, first you can't trust anybody.
Right, that's
True,
what I'm saying. There's nobody where you
I don't know
can
how many times I've been on the show with you that I don't know if you're going to start acting a little differently. Maybe acting a little different. And you're, am I still to be threatened by it? It
How about
depends
me?
on what kind of person you are.
How about me?
If there's somebody out there. So a lot of times I survived because
not me.
I try not to get into anything that, would make me the suspect.
Not me. Me?
No,
Me? You're not worried about me? You're not worried about me? Huh?
I worry about you.
No. I worry about the people that worry about me. Like being the aggressor in any situation. No. I can't hear anything.
Uh-oh.
Nope, it's back. Everybody's back. Everybody's back.
I can't hear you.
Sorry.
That's called listening.
No.
Yeah, we were just listening.
Oh, well. So it was weird. No.
Well, the main thing I learned, though, is that anytime pressure is applied to people, you're going to see every fucking bit of them. You're going to see but you're going to see all the sides of them. You're going to see how they react to shit, man. And I've seen a lot of guys do
how much pressure.
Right? Yeah. Exactly. I've seen guys crack under nothing.
At different stuff. Sure.
Yes.
And then I've seen altered people. So this will bring us right into the fentanyl, which I wanted to bring up.
I just want to say, if any of us are all out together and we're in a terrible situation where Andrew is telling me to run the other way, you might be like, oh, okay, Mike is running. And then you might be like, why is there a woman screaming down the street? And I'm like, oh, that'll be me. But then, like I said, like I told Andrew, I'll be watching from around the corner in the van, and if shit gets too real, I'll hit everybody with the van and tell you guys to jump in. So, like, you'll hear the woman scream, and then also, if you need help, I'm coming with a vehicle. That's all.
Well, that's the thing, though. That's the thing, too. I think at this stage of my life, if I'm not involved in what the situation that I see coming is, I'll be running with you. I'll be running slower, but I'll be running with you.
See, nowadays, oh my God.
Yeah.
It's not the same. I've seen people out there whipping just for being Jewish. It's happening in New York City.
That anti-Semitism thing, I don't know if you saw, like, the post.
Back strong lately.
Did you see that post I made, Casey, where I was just like, if you were in the middle politically and you couldn't decide which side was, like, going further towards being a Nazi, look no further, because anti-Semitism is back for the left, and they're not shy about it. They're not shy about it.
Blame the Jews. Everybody's on it.
But no, it's like
my wife said it recently. My wife said to me recently, she's like, you can see in times like this who was just waiting to hate.
Yeah, yes, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Dude, it's really surprising. Like
a lot of wealthy white kids, honestly. A lot of wealthy white kids.
Yeah, a lot of rich white kids that are like, everything's racist, and then they're the ones going like, Jews? I'm like, why? And they were calling everybody Nazi. Everybody that was calling everybody a Nazi is now being the most anti-Semitic people like that I've ever seen. And
they're all acting like Nazis.
The way they describe, the way they show their racism is the way that they describe conservatives being similar to the complacent people of Nazi Germany. And then they go do that. But then they even take it a step further.
Falling on their houses.
Yeah.
Okay?
Dude,
how much more blind and sheepish do you have to be?
So, and they get really offended when they'll make some post.
What's going to happen here?
Or they'll talk, or they'll say something like in public, and then I don't even respond to what they said. I just, like, specifically, I just say, I'm like, listen, and then I, like, Heil them. I'm like, listen, Sick Heil, man, like, whenever you're, like, rounding people up, just remember, I Heiled with you, and I'll just fucking do whatever, so, like, I don't get burned in your oven. And they just go, like, whoa, that's not what, I'm like, you were just really anti-Semitic, and, like, the next step of your thought is rounding people up and burning them alive. And they're like, no. I'm like, listen, dude, total, just don't burn me alive.
It was
they burned them dead.
No, I know, but the point, you understand the point that I'm saying. Like, I literally take them to
that
their
burns
next...
very high. The content through the flames are huge. Like,
You know why they started? You know why they started
What the
running?
fuck's wrong?
And I think it's
The
important to
flames are
fuck up shit like
huge.
this. You know why
it's
they
the
started running?
smell.
Not just the smell. In certain areas, the mass
Bacon.
graves were so large, it was
Yeah.
turning the soil. So the mass graves
Yeah.
were so large that it went from being good fertilizer to
To
there was
bad.
so much like gut content and stuff
Right.
like that was turning the soil.
Yeah.
And they're crying about 500,000 people dead in the United States over coronavirus, which actually we found out now the 6% of that real number.
Yeah, is the actual
That's
math.
the-
Math is the
That
thing.
That is a great fucking segue though. Look at how over the past 5 years, pick any fucking major political issue where one side or the other was just dead wrong, and look how nobody has been like, "Hey, we fucked up. Sorry,
fuck.
sorry about that one. That's our bad."
Dude,
That
dude.
doesn't happen.
No, it doesn't. Actually, Crystal sent me a good video about, like, this one guy is like, this is why I hate millennials. Because they're either right or they're fucking right. They're never wrong. It's fucking annoying. It's fucking annoying. And I was like, oh god, yeah, that is actually the most accurate
That's one thing I
description
appreciate
of,
about
like,
our whole
adults.
friend group. That's one thing I appreciate about our whole friend group, extended friends. Casey, like we've never super hung out or anything, but I consider you my friend, and I think I see this in you as well, where you're the kind of person who's enough of a man to be like, oh shit, I had that one fucked. Damn.
Yeah.
You know what I
Oops.
mean? Like if something was wrong, and
Oops.
like all
You know,
my
when the
best
day
friends.
comes and it actually happens, I'll be sure to make
That's
sure
what I
that
tell my
everybody
wife.
knows.
That's
You
what
know,
I tell my wife.
It just hasn't happened yet.
I believe that it will happen.
It just
On the rare
hasn't
occasion
happened
I'm
yet.
wrong, I tell my wife, soak it up, savor it, savor it.
That's what I have to do to my wife whenever, like, fuck, I have to remember the thing. Because she likes to talk shit about me in front of her family. And I'm like, I got you. Oh, I remember what it was now. Yes. We're about to go visit them. And I know she's going to do something. And
Am I
she's...
gonna meet them when the band
Yeah, yeah,
party?
yeah. They're all coming
Oh, I
down.
can't wait.
Oh, Casey, did I invite you?
Wait, not.
Damn it, man. I keep...
When is it?
It's not this Saturday, but next Saturday. It's like
The 5th
the 5th of
right?
June, yeah.
of June.
It's I gotta invite you quick because we're closing we're at getting a cap of people. It's my gender reveal
There's
party.
always room for one more.
Yeah, gender.
Yours?
Yeah, my
This is gonna be so
gender
exciting.
reveal.
I
We're gonna figure out.
wonder sometimes,
We're gonna figure out what I am.
Do you,
like Pat,
are you,
yeah.
he, she, is it them?
They,
What-
they,
what-
them,
How do you,
they,
Zim
them.
Zer. Yeah,
but
Zim
the
Zer.
singular,
Zim Zer.
singular them though.
Yes. No. I'm gonna have. I'm having a. My wife is pregnant again, and we're having another baby. Yeah.
Congratulations, positive.
Oh, thank you.
Beautiful. Yeah.
Oh, yes. We're gonna find out if it's a boy or a girl in 2 weeks.
You know what?
A bit
I'm gonna be
roughly.
in town that week, Casey, and we should definitely hang out.
We should do like a live podcast with
Yeah, we should
Casey when
definitely
you're in
hang
town.
out. We should definitely
Or just hang out. Yeah. Because I know you were more about hanging out like this time. Because like
I
we.
just want to do fun because we always
Yeah.
film shit.
Yeah.
But which is fun, and we can film some stuff. But I just want to hang and celebrate your little fucking person coming and shit.
Yeah.
That would be fun, Casey. Casey, you know what? While I'm down, you should come with me. I want to buy a mezuzah. We don't have one at my house.
Okay. I can get
Gotta
you.
go.
Oh.
Gotta go find a good. There's no mezuzahs in fucking Ackworth, Georgia. I'll tell you that right now.
I was talking.
There's gotta be. Listen, I guarantee you that there's a Chabad within 50 miles of you.
I was talking.
What's the name of your town?
Ackworth.
I was
Hey,
talking to.
I've not seen a single temple outside of Atlanta itself.
Ooh.
ACWORTH.
We also need to like coordinate something where like you're in town when Ed's in town too, because like
Yeah.
literally Casey trains at Ed's or had trained or is friends with people at Ed's old gym.
Yeah.
And
Casey
like
and Ed would totally get along.
that's what I was trying to tell him. I was like, Casey is like
Here's
a
the
Jewish Ed. Like
Here's the thing.
they
Here's
agree
the thing
on
about-
so many topics.
Here's the thing about men. You could be fucking so different, but if you're sitting down together and you're enjoying both a ham sandwich, you could both be friends.
But
we're just liking a ham sandwich.
I don't know
That's
if
the
you've.
thing with men.
I don't know.
Most cases.
I don't know how
Real
close
men,
you
in my
were
opinion.
with Ed. I don't know how close you were with Ed, but
I call him my buddy. He's a good
He
guy.
would-
We always happy to see each other.
when we would visit, or when he would visit, right, when they moved first, and they would come down, he would message me and just be like, hey man, you gotta come to this brunch. And I'm like, what's up? And he's like, they're all politically retarded and I need somebody else here. And I'm like, fuck. I'm like, I'm actually like busy. And he's like, you said you would go. You said that's the only reason I'm here. I could have taken the kids. And I was like, I'm sorry, I forgot. It was so long ago when you guys made the plans. And then like after twice of me going like, fuck, I forgot. He's like, all right, man, I see how it is. And I'm like, I'm sorry. We'll hang out like some other time. And he's like, it's not the point. He's like, it's not the point. It's like there's so many of them and I'm all by myself, just thinking normal, rational, like that's what he's like, normal, rational thoughts. And they're saying crazy shit. And I'm like, all right.
Man,
I love Ed.
I think he just medaled at a tournament.
That's what I was telling. Yeah.
In the first round.
He got third, right?
He like snapped. I think he bronzed out maybe or silvered out, but he probably would have taken that whole fucking bracket.
That's what
he hadn't blown the knee or first out.
That's what he said.
Real gorilla. I love that guy.
That's what he said, and like the guys above him or the guy above him, I don't remember if he got third or second. Whoever was above him and below him both said that. Like, if he didn't blow out his knee, he was just a lock for the whole thing. And it was like the world for his for the style for his age bracket. Group, yeah. Which is fucking ridiculous. Like,
yeah, he's a bad motherfucker, man. He's a real gorilla.
But he's like once again, like Casey, you can just sit down and talk to him because he's just a guy, and like we all share a lot of the same values and like same opinions on things.
Here's the main thing: you get to a certain age,
he wants to talk. He wants to talk with people that are of the same mindset.
But it's
like
one of those things
you can tell the desperation.
Open. That's what
yes,
it is.
you can tell the desperation. Like I could tell from the desperation because this was years back, and he really hasn't texted me since he did the whole leaving Facebook thing. Yeah, like it was just he's just like desperate for people to talk to that, like you said, are just open-minded.
But you get to a certain age, you have some
might
kids.
get work.
What's up?
You get to a certain age, you have some kids, you just want to have a nice time with people. You don't want to have any fucking problems. And a lot of these fuckers don't have kids who are our age.
Yeah. I'm never trying to... Like, that's the other thing. I haven't had... Like what you said, Andrew, like when we were first starting to hang out, people want to fight me because of Facebook, and then they meet me, don't know that it's me, and then realize that it's me, and then they're like, oh, this guy is not like a fucking monster. Like, it's... Right. People are dumb.
Like a half a dozen times.
Yeah, it's really weird.
People are like, oh, that's... Oh,
Oh, but wait, he was pleasant the whole evening. Oh, that's weird. Like,
well, why wouldn't he be pleasant? He has a different opinion.
Yes.
That's the other thing. Having a difference of opinion now has become this weird
reason to fight.
Tribal thing.
Fight.
Yeah, this weird, but only on social media, because I've come across many of these people who my opinions with, in my experience.
Yeah, no, not in my experience too.
I have it here to transition into. In my school, in my daughter's school, right? In my daughter's school, they had a new section written into Palm Beach County schools, and it has to deal with white advantage.
That's the thing that DeSantis is like trying to stop right now, right?
Or
he signed the thing to take out critical race theory. Yeah, he's to take it out of the schools because it has no place in the schools.
This might be a response to that because of the whole white advantage angle. They're not calling it critical race theory.
Right.
I mean, but it's not a. Well, the thing is, critical race theory.
Fucking yuck.
But the bill isn't like super specific and like call it that it has to be called critical race theory. It's broad. So if they are still trying to do that, Casey, you can bring up that bill and cite the parts of the bill that he just recently signed that says, listen, it's not specific. It doesn't have to be called critical race theory to be covered under the anti-critical race theory thing. So you guys got to fucking get rid of this, you know? Fucking white advantage. Now it's not white privilege. It's white advantage to circumvent the bullshit.
That's why
I'll have to look into that as another article, that if they've written another one on it.
But that's why we took the hit, and we've been doing private school for the past year and shit, because it's really crazy. It's really fucking crazy.
Yeah, but where do you find a school that you know what they're teaching?
We had to look really hard.
What about that, you know the Jewish Academy on Community and Village? Casey?
JCC, that's been gone for...
It's gone? Oh, no.
Yeah.
I don't know. Last time I was there, I worked at Guitar Center, which was before I worked at Light Bulbs.
It's a school now.
That sucks. I thought it was like a Jewish private school.
No, well, they have another one in PGA that they built.
So,
wouldn't those... I mean, honestly, wouldn't, like, Jewish private schools not teach that stuff? Because, like, that's...
So you have to go through, like,
traditional,
Chabad
right?
schools, and that would be Boca and Miami. So, like, my rabbi's kids, he sends their kids to Miami on the train. Kids not even 13, 12, 11.
Oh, no, thank you.
Yes,
old school,
kid
though.
goes down to school,
Takes
the train, goes to Miami, and they don't teach a lot of subjects that you would think, would be needed in a regular school, but it's not. It's completely not a regular school. It is a biblical, and it is an upbringing. So, this brings us back to the war. So they're taught you're going to hate these people, Palestinians, and Palestinians have children in a little room in a hut, and they teach them the Jews are the ones you're going to kill.
Yeah.
Make me proud. So how does a kid grow up and have a different ideology and thought than what their parents taught them? Just like what you saw your dad do in a fight.
Very difficult. Yeah.
You watched your dad fight with you side by side. That was the proudest thing. And now,
Yeah.
how do we get them all to stop? And their family.
I said,
that's
remember?
the stupidest thing. They're both designed to be
Andrew,
great nations.
Do you remember this, Casey? I was posting a lot at the beginning of the Black Lives Matter riots. That a perfect solution to stop them and stop the people that were like counter protesting, or giant interracial orgies to counter protest both of them.
Right.
That would totally turn it into the truest summer of love, and people were like, yeah, I was building followers until they were like, all right, you lead it, and I was like, I'm married, I can't fucking join you, I'll be the voice. And they were like, no, that's the whole point of you leading the thing. You gotta fucking make biracial babies too. I'm like, I already did that.
Yeah,
I already did that with my wife. I'm already in. I'm saying you guys all go do it, right? And that totally squashed the whole movement. It was so fucking stupid that me being married and not being able to be the lead guy on TV, yeah, look, I'm railing every race too, raw dogging, just leaving loads in on TV, that I couldn't do that with them, squashed it. I had a couple hundred people that were like, yeah, where do we fucking do this? And I was like, oh, you guys do it, not me. If I were single, sure, but no, definitely not now.
No, of course not.
It sucked. Because that would have fixed America, right? That would have fixed America. We wouldn't have had the thing. As far as the racial tension thing. That would have fixed it.
You would have seen 100 black men lined up like this, taking out all these little snow bunnies.
That would have been fine. That would have been fine. My only stipulation was
you'd see just the opposite.
My only stipulation was I don't want to see the same skin color fucking the same skin color. That was my only stipulation. I was like, you can fuck whoever you want. Dudes on dudes, girls on girls, trannies, whatever, everybody. Actually,
gingers over here.
Actually,
over here.
And then pair up. You'll figure it out. But no, actually, I had a second stipulation. I was like, number one, no same skin color fucking. Number two, no condoms. I was like, no condoms. You guys are making babies. And they were like, all right, let's fucking go. And I was like, yeah, let's fucking do it.
They had a shortage. They had a shortage in babies. So.
Yeah, no, that dude. Look at that. Look at that. Just imagine that. That protest of orgies solves the race issue, the unity issue, and the population issue that specifically America is having right there.
Yeah, but if you've been vaccinated...
Americans specifically... Americans of the what is it, the most fertile age have dropped not having kids at a drop of 80%. So
considering that they're locked at home.
Yeah.
What's that telling you?
No, it was happening. It was 50%. they dropped by 50% pre-COVID. So like it was already an issue.
I've got a new favorite pastime. I'm really enjoying my new take on vaccination. Where if somebody asks me, like, "Are you vaccinated?"
You're new?
Well, if somebody asks me if I've been vaccinated,
I'm inoculated.
I get really insulted. I go, "Excuse me, like, are you asking me about my medical history?" Like, I get like,
what?
I clutch my pearls, and it throws the whole shit weird, and I love it. I love it.
That's like that's a very Novolozo response of you.
I tell them I'm inoculated.
And they don't understand because they don't understand. Because they don't understand anything.
The science.
Yeah. They don't understand how science works.
I just feel like I just start to ask them a bunch of medical questions, like weird medical history shit. I was
you had your appendix out?
Name? Yeah, exactly. I started asking about, do you still have your tonsils? Fucking like...
wisdom teeth. Show them to me.
Yeah, show me your wisdom teeth.
Wait,
see cigar, lady? Let me see it. Fucking...
mine are gone. Look. Yeah.
So yeah, that is my new favorite tact when it comes to that conversation. Because when the fuck did that become okay to ask people about their fucking medical history all of a sudden? Wasn't that recently a thing that's supposed to be like... Right?
Now.
We're getting real close to...
What the fuck?
Because you know what's next? You know what's next after what are your medical records?
Listen,
show me your papers. Show me your papers.
I've already discussed it with my wife. If shit gets like it did back in the 40s, we're going full Daniel Craig, Liev Schreiber. We're going to be the Jews in the woods. We're going to be the ones in the woods with the guns. Because I'm not dying in a fucking boxcar, okay? I'm not fucking watching my kid get pulled away from me. Whatever goes down, it's going down like pop, 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 pop. That's how it's going down. Quick. I don't want the long end. I don't want the long end at all. So if it gets that ugly place, I guess that's where we'll go. But I don't think Americans have the
no, you don't.
The gusto of the previous generations.
You don't think so, but no. The Nazis did not.
Hang on, Mike.
Okay.
So this is what will make it come back. So we are America, and we are free. And why are we free? Because we are home of the brave. And when we are brave and we stand up, we'll be more free.
The problem is the people that stand up are
brave and stand up to this media.
Smaller.
When we are brave and we stand up. No, I don't think it's getting smaller. I think it's getting bigger.
I mean, like maybe
control.
Like this year, but all last year it was smaller.
Of course, because they overthrew so many people, and there's a very small amount of us that understood it, but we're growing.
You know what I was telling Crystal? Actually, it relates to that.
Sheep. Some of the sheep followed it for a very long time and are going to be sorry that they did, and I'm going to have to be like, wow, I don't have nieces and nephews because...
I just can't imagine how anybody like looks at the establishment with any kind of like confidence. It doesn't make me any sense.
Establishment.
Never ever been tested. This RNA has never ever been used.
Actually, this is a parallel to the RNA treatments for things like the breakthrough with herpes that they had, where they cured it. It's an RNA vaccine, and also a vaccine for AIDS, for HIV. In Canada, you can actually get that if you want. But the drugs that they're doing to like vaccinate people from HIV and AIDS and like cure HIV and stuff like that, and also it's a parallel to the RNA treatments for cancer that are breakthrough. The problem is those when people say like we've been using RNA in testing for years, those are still in testing and not even emergency approved by the FDA. So what you can't just take something that has not been approved for 20 years and say it's emergency approved, right? There's a reason for 20 years this treatment has not been approved for widespread use. Has not even been approved for large sample size use until it was used in the application for COVID, which I have a very big problem with. if it's not approved for large sample size use, that means it is deemed not safe enough in a small sample size. And a small sample size is 100 people. And for it to be deemed not safe in a small sample size, which is 100 people, 40 or more of them, 40 or more of them need to die.
14 in a small.
Yeah, 14. 14 is what is the, no. I know what you're saying. Like 14 is your is the previous. But 14 is what they've previously shut down. 14 out of millions is what they've previously shut down vaccines over before. But I'm saying
I'm not saying that at all. Listen to me.
No, I'm saying it has been. But I'm saying like in these small sample size, it's 40 out of 100 of people that have either death or adverse reactions.
I'm not disagreeing.
It's so many.
I'm saying that my girlfriend does studies.
Yeah. And 14 people is enough for them to not move on. Yeah.
No. Is enough. That's it. That's all they're getting. So on some of these recovery drugs, they weren't getting enough people signing up with COVID that want to take it to get a study to get passed, to get the patients.
Well, they used the Army like they always do. And a lot of people weren't. Like not publicly. They were using the Army and saying like, "Hey, you guys are going to overseas. Here's the shot. Oh, these 14 didn't make it." Like, it was something else. Write it down that it was in the other thing. Like, you know how the Army works.
She works very hard at her job, and that's not true.
The Army? The Army was fucking doing. I'm just saying, I had friends.
I'm talking about the independent labs that are.
I'm not talking about the independent labs. I'm talking about the independent labs sharing their information with the Army, and then the Army labs
in Wuhan who turned black after
taking it. Yeah, like zombie black, but they were just totally dead. No, I saw. Yeah, like they'd been burnt.
I remember that.
Yeah, man, but they burn from the inside out because of gene therapy. Like,
didn't come from there.
No, definitely didn't come from there. Like, it's not, and the thing is, it's not like people like you and I that know the science don't want there to be a vaccine. I would just
need one if everybody recovers from it.
Yeah,
almost like 99.
But I think it should be like a flu vaccine where it's not an RNA type thing. It's not gene therapy. Stop. No. Listen. And if you're old enough, you
don't want to have kids.
Unless you're old enough to be in like the danger zone for catching it, just like the flu. It's like just like the flu. If you're old and you're any like a cold could take you down, you should probably get the flu vaccine. If you're old and like a stiff breeze can take you down, yeah, exactly. The single shot, yeah, the single shot, exactly. Yep. And if you're so old that a stiff breeze will take you down, you should probably get the COVID vaccine. Everybody else, once again, it's like, wash your hands, keep clean, build up your immune system like regular, stay generally healthy. Because, and it's not even like I'm not a doctor, I shouldn't say that. No, doctors the science says that.
Something that fucking Joe Rogan is the only person I've heard talk about, and I can't echo it enough. Throughout the whole COVID experience,
Vitamin D.
Talked about like fucking going outside,
in the sun,
exercise.
I told you, right?
Fruit and vegetables. Yeah, we talked
about this. When I got it, I went out in the sun and walked my dog for hours, and I started recovering so quickly as soon as I started doing that.
All right, so that brings us into early treatment. There was never any early treatment signs that were given to people who had it. It was stay home till you can't breathe, then come to the hospital, die.
Ugh, so dumb.
There was no early treatment. So I'll tell you exactly what we did, because my girlfriend caught it just before me. So we knew it was coming, and the second that she felt it, she took her inhaler, which is a bronchial steroid, right, for her lungs. And that tends to be, the best thing for you. So you take a couple of hits of that. So I was doing it when I first got it, and it came through immaculately. Also going to the beach every day and walking. And it was it. It wasn't that bad for us.
I have bad asthma. I didn't use these when I got COVID. Right. I walked outside for hours a day with my dog. She loved when I had COVID. because she's like, oh shit, we're walking all over this field, we're hunting birds, because she's like clearly used to be somebody's bird dog. I thought she was a pig dog. No, she'll jump up in the air, fucking snatch a bird out of the air if it's too slow. She caught a crane, and I was like, oh, fucking kicked it into the canal. Kicked that shit into the canal. Yeah, but like, dude, she loved it. We would just go out there. I couldn't run, but I would let her run, and I'd walk up to her. Like, and it was days. I was like, I cleared up. I could breathe. I could run with her. And as soon as I could run with her, it was just like, gone. Right? But I only had light congestion and like lethargy, and I couldn't taste or smell. That's the only reason I knew that I should go get a test. I couldn't taste or smell. I was like, oh,
I don't know if I had
should
COVID
get the
or not,
thing,
because I grew up with a Cuban dad, Italian mom, and when I get sick, I don't go to the fucking doctor. I lay in my bed until I'm not sick. That's what I do. I drink a half a bottle of NyQuil every night so I can sleep like a goddamn dead man, and then I drink juice, and I eat soup, and I drink Gatorade and eat crackers, and I'm miserable, and my wife is nicer to me until she's fed up with my shit, and then I'm better. So I don't know if I had COVID, because every time I get sick, I don't go see nobody. I fucking deal with it myself. That's it. Fucking drink a little bit of rum at the end of the night to knock you out. Fucking that's it. I never go. Just
call me Lil Wayne over here. Call me Lil Wayne. Okay.
I'll have to call it quits.
I mean,
don't worry.
Yeah.
When you're dancing around with your bottles of lean.
Just call me Lil Wayne.
Lil Quill.
Lil Quill. Dude, the last thing I'll say, so we'll start to wrap it up. I never liked rap growing up, but then I heard that one song with Lil Wayne where he talks about drinking NyQuil and making lean and shitting in all of his toilets in his house. I was like, oh no, I can relate to this guy. This is like, that's what I do. I drink way too much NyQuil. I walk around in my house all fucked up, and then when I gotta shit, I try to shit in as many of my toilets in my house as I can. And there's literally a whole song that he has about that. I was like, yeah, no, he's good.
Rockville this November.
Approved. What?
Yeah, gonna go to Rockville.
What's that?
For a rock concert in Daytona Beach.
Who's playing
November. Metallica.
Oh, that big one? That big one where Metallica plays 2 days?
What's the date? What's the date?
No, they have. It's a whole tour.
November like 11th.
They're going to be in Atlanta.
There's like 40 bands. There's going to be 120,000 people there.
That's cool.
No,
I got shows in Florida.
I want to go.
So if the dates work out, maybe we can go to.
You know my style of music, Andrew, that I like, the most boring metal that exists on the planet.
Sure.
All of those bands are playing in Las Vegas in August, and I really want to go, but it's like $600 for the ticket.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's $200 for one day and $400 for another day, and it's all at Mandalay Bay.
As your elder, right? Because we talked about this earlier.
I'm a couple years elder, yes.
You gotta look up to me.
It's true.
Going away to see a concert, so much better. Even if it's only like once or twice a year to get away.
You don't understand, like,
I'm trying to Nashville. We went and saw Metallica in Nashville, and it's like the experience. I mean, we go to concerts all the time down the street.
Before I worked at Light Bulbs, I was in bands that toured, right? I told you that too, right? Mid-level. One of the bands that I toured with is playing the show, and you know how like with your thing, like there's like 20 bands and like the names get littler as they go. Like the band that I was in, like there's like the 3 big names, and then like there's the next row of like a little bit small. The band that I was in is in that next level of print. So like I'm actually trying to just be like, hey friend, can you listen, man, I did a tour with you guys. Can get me in? Give me one of your, because I can cover the flight. I can cover the flight, bro, if you can get me in. That kind of deal. But 4 of them hate me and 1 of them loves me. So I don't know. I play the bass. I play the bass for a hardcore band, which is playing open on the bottom string and also the first fret on the bottom string, alternatively for 2 minutes, which I'm fine, which is easy as fuck. I mean, like, which is a reason why there were 60 people that had my job in that band, because like once they kicked somebody out, they just like, hey, you have 2 brain cells that communicate together. Yeah, throw this on and do this a lot. Okay. Do you know what a breakdown is? Yeah, I like metal. Okay, cool. Yeah, we do that a lot. Just don't use your left hand. Okay. Da-da-da-dun, da-da-da-dun, dun, dun, da-da-da-dun. Yep, alright, cool. You could do that. Die. I really want to go.
There's good to know there's lots of
There's got to be a position for everybody. But unfortunately now you have to get started at $15 minimum wage when that position is not worth that.
Oh, I didn't make $15.
The head singer.
I did not make $15 an hour. Yeah. Have you seen the robot band? They're terrible.
I just can't wait till shit gets all Star Warsy. That's all.
No, there's a band made out of robots that the guy can program any song and they'll play it live. The problem is, you know how people play with feeling? You are very aware that these are just robots just they're playing real instruments and real drums. But
it's a small world at Disney. They do the same things.
Yeah, I even did like the riff a little bit.
Chuck E. Cheese. Same shit. Yo, last time I was at Disney, I took my kid to the fucking Country Bear Jamboree. Mm-hmm. Man, I had wished I had brought like an edible.
Yeah.
It was wild. I want to go back just with grown-ups.
Yeah. I was talking to somebody who like it didn't go to Disney a lot about like not wanting to take like my kid to Disney too much, but like
I mean, we hated it. We actually
it
wasn't a good time.
Like
my kid wasn't that impressed. It was
yeah.
There were some nice memories, some nice pictures.
I question how much I want to support Disney.
Yeah, I mean,
I do like that they opened up early in the pandemic. They were like, "Fuck it."
With Mr. Disney giving a lot of money to Nazi Germany during World War II while he lived in America.
It's not the same company anymore.
It's the same family.
Same people.
Same family. Yeah, it's true. Anyway, no, but like they were
being mad at white people who own family-owned slaves.
But I was trying to explain to this person that like they're like, "Oh, you can't take your kid to Disney because they're like not big enough for the rides." I'm like, "Listen, the rides at Disney are for adults that can't mentally get past childhood. The whole rest of Disney is for kids."
You want to hear some shit about the rides at Disney? I take my kid. This is like 2 years ago now, maybe. So she was like 4, going on 5, or just turned 5, maybe. And we're in Disney. We take her on all the shit that a little girl's gonna want to go on. The Frozen. Mm-hmm. We go on the Little Mermaid. We go on.
Take her to Toontown and stuff. Yeah.
We take her on all the ones that she wanted to go. And on like the third day, we're on the Little Mermaid or the Frozen. I forget which. I think Frozen. And we get off. I was like, "How'd you think about Frozen?" She goes, "It's good, but you know, Dad, all these rides are really similar." And I was like, "What do you mean?" And she's like, "It's like always on a river or going on a thing." And I was like, my fucking 5-year-old like broke it down. She's like, even the Na'vi River ride was the same as the Frozen River. It was just with Na'vi people instead of Frozen people. And I was like, fuck, we paid a lot of money to be here. and then after the trip, we're hearing her talk to like our relatives. She's like, "Yeah, I was in Disney." And my grandmother's like, "Oh, what was your favorite part?" She's like, "Oh, my favorite was the pool at the hotel because it had a slide." And I was like, "Motherfuck, we could have gotten a hotel at the beach for like a fraction of what we paid." Now, I do want to go to Disney with adults and eat mushrooms and spend the whole time at the Star Wars thing. I didn't even go to that one time. One time we were there, because we did like mostly Animal Kingdom and shit.
The Animal Kingdom is like actually made for kids because there's like one ride and the rest is like actually pretty neat.
There's more than one ride now. We went to the there's a bunch of
sucks.
But I know what you mean. No, but they're good. They're cool. One is like a
But those are for the adults. Oh no, I'm talking like roller coasters.
My kid loved it.
There's the Everest roller coaster in Animal Kingdom.
Yeah.
And then
there's the Avatar shit in Animal Kingdom.
Oh yeah.
That was really dope.
I mean, that's cool, but those are for adults, you know? Like, oh, my lean fell over. My lean fell off.
Well, shit. I know Casey's getting ready to go. Fucking, we're keeping the man.
Sorry for...
Get up for school in the morning.
No, same here.
Same
here. My kid, actually, tomorrow...
Dad squad.
Tomorrow begins the summer. It's dad camp tomorrow morning. First thing.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun.
The first thing about dad camp is sleeping in.
No, my kid is awake at fucking 7, and she's like a fired up motherfucker. So she's gonna be like there and you know what'll be funny? I'll try to let her sleep in. I'll get like a cup of Cheerios, some fruit, sit her in the bed next to me, put the TV on. I'll try and the minute I snore, she's like, "Dad, you're snoring. I'm like, okay.
Oh,
and every time, so
Casey.
I can't fall asleep. She fucking won't let me sleep.
Send me your number on Messenger so I can send you an invite to the thing on the 5th.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. That'll be
awesome.
fun. Yeah. I
Well,
invited Jason,
great-
but Jason's moving.
Great seeing you boys as always. Casey,
Yeah.
fantastic conversation. No question about it. Our number one guest.
Yeah,
And,
for sure.
Subscribe, like, check out the channel. Check
Our-
out Mike's channel. He's doing a bunch of
Yeah.
videos on audio work lately. That's been really cool. I got to participate in one the other day. And check that channel out. Mike put links to everything. Put links to everything, Mike.
There, it automatically
Check
does
out- Check out the Midnight Fires as well. That's
Ooh, yeah.
we're dropping a bunch of stuff. And in the coming weeks, I'm going to be recording stuff for more live recordings and stuff like that. So
I'm going to try to get in on those, too.
Yeah, I'd like you to get in on those.
Try and get in on those.
I'm gonna actually send you some songs to learn so you can be ready to get in on some stuff.
Okay. Sounds good.
Because even if you don't do it with Mike, I'm gonna be recording some stuff with you then if he doesn't want to do certain songs.
Whatever, man. I got riffs, you know. I got country
man.
riffs all day, brother.
I love
Yeah. All right, guys.
Casey,
Be
Great
good,
talking.
guys. Thank you for having me.
No